Hello again. Yesterday, I was talking about what note you start a solo on, if it's a song in A. You'd start on the G, or the A, or the C, or the E. Right? And obviously there's no right and wrong, there's no rules to it. That's why we got into this, because there are no rules. So I tried to go through the scale of the 12 notes. And, you know, I made a little joke about, here's the A note. You hear how you start, how a lot of us start a solo in. And we start in that A. And then I said, this pesky little guy we'll get back to. The B. There's the A, but here's the B note. And I suggested that might be like some Andy Powell. And even more if you push up to the C. There's the C note. Right, so it's C. C sharp. Now you hear that jibes because we're kind of playing on quite minor. But if we're playing something major, like the C sharp just sits absolutely perfectly, because on an A chord, there's your third. There's your A note. There's your C sharp, right? So a C sharp will sit beautifully on over a major chord. So again, if it was got measure to it, that C sharp note sits really nicely. Go one higher and we've got the D. I said that can be problematic because it's not resolved. There's the C and there's the D. So the D note is not really resolved. The C sounds fine. The C sharp over a major. Sounds fine. The D turns it into a D chord. But it'll still come in as the first note in a solo really well, There's a D note, this one. Probably my personal favourite, flat 5. That old Black Magic, the demonic tone. So flat 5 is obviously the 5th note. Right. So in the key of A, flat 5 is an E flat. Now to start a solo on that note, I would suggest, well, just a suggestion. I'm going to play something like that, you know. As I said, it sounds to me much like a Matthias Jabs, you know, when Matthias used to go. You know, that kind of thing. Flat 5, a lot, right? After that we get to the real 5, which is an E. So then so that E note, the 5th, will always sound fine over a big power chord. So that's D up to E. So first note, and as I said, you know, Paul Kossoff. You know, that's a great note to come up, right? Now where we ended yesterday was the F note. I find that a bit more problematic. It seems to me to suit a minor. And that's what we call the Aeolian scale. That scale, right? Now that's the second cousin because it lives right beside. Right, so that's like its bad boy cousin. And that's the F sharp in the key of E, in the key of E now. Right? But this one, the raised 5th, I think suits something more laid back. So that note I'd be a little bit more careful with if you're trying to play those kick-ass of kick-ass. I think it veers towards the dramatic. Now obviously that note falls right into your Al Di Meola. Or that kind of scale. There it is. But if you change that one note to this one, you get a Dorian. So it gives it a little bit more edge, I think. Right? So there's your F note. And that was definitely in that descending. So it sits in there, so there's your F, right? The F sharp, as I said, and that lick up is used in so many rock songs. Right, so that's your F sharp note there. And I think that's got a lot more juice in it. Just change one note and it suddenly becomes a bit sleazier. that to me is a lot more sort of like a street gang than you know, both of them have their place, but you know, that's Aeolian versus Dorian, if we want to give it a name. So where are we? Now we can do the sort of anticipation note, which I would say would be a flat seventh, starting with G. It wants to resolve to. Right, so. So that G sounds like it's trying to get to it. So I hear it anyway. You pull out like Black Dog. So there's the G note. Now we've only got one left, not counting the pesky little guy. Right? And that is the natural major, no, the natural seventh. So here we go. Right. It's that one, right? Now, about 30 years ago, a much better teacher than me called Keith Wyatt, fantastic blues player, in a video attempted to explain, and he did it brilliantly, why that note doesn't sit in the blues. You know, I'm not a blues player, but you know, it just sounds like it doesn't want to be there. And it's because it's just such a melodic note. And it's a pretty note. It's a note that has a pretty soul, right? Can you play it in a rock song? When you play any note in a rock song, you can do that, it's every note on the board. And again, to quote a great guitar player, Francis Dunnery, and it bites, when being asked once what that scale was, said, well, it's not really a scale, it's just like reckless abandon. That's kind of how I see it. You know, when you play that chromatic stuff, so that would, if you see what I mean, that would show every note on the board. But there's one guy who used the major seventh absolutely beautifully and brilliantly, and that guy is Bill Nelson in Bewildered Deluxe. That guy, right? And I think one of the things that Bill Nelson used to do an awful lot was he'd play like a major climb, and he'd end on the fifth, but he'd come off it. And to do that, you have to play that one, or you get, and it's got a bit more edge to it, and you play the G with it. And Bill Nelson, to me anyway, was very fond of using that. Other than that, there's not a great deal of space for it. And what Keith Wyatt concluded was the technical reason for not playing that note, the natural seventh, in a blues is the blues just don't like that note. And I would say that applies to most types of rock blues music. You know? sounds like it doesn't want to be there. That one's fine. The natural seventh, not so much. That's a tritone. Like, we can get to that another time. By the way, that just popped into my head there. And that doesn't mean anything, you know, complicated. It just means you play like a section is in flat 5. So in A, so I've got to look where it is because it's so out with what I normally play with. And then back in. So, I think that's like every note on the board, apart from somebody. That one, right? I'll come back in a minute, and I'll let that guy have his way. Technology and me.